The Association of Southeast Asian Nations sees providing humanitarian aid as one of its roadmaps to resolve the political crisis in Myanmar. It is also in talks with the Ethnic Armed Organizations, or EAOs, to deliver aid to those seriously affected by the conflict. In an exclusive interview with CNE Saifulbahri Ismail, ASEAN Secretary General Kao Kim Hoon says he plans to visit Myanmar after finalising the best strategy to serve the humanitarian needs of the Myanmar people.
We have sent our team to Myanmar to do the joint need assessment, because we have completed more or less the phase 1, which is life-saving. So we have to move on the second phase, life-supporting. But before moving to the second phase, we have to undertake the comprehensive need assessment. At the moment, we are just about to finalize that, but we're waiting for the remaining interviews. All of this have also been supported by the Office of the Special Envoy under Indonesia chairmanship.
What are some of the considerations when making this comprehensive needs assessment?
Based on the situation on the ground, how many people actually really needs the assistance at the moment. Second, of course, what kind of needs and what areas or the location. And from there we will launch another what we call the pledging conference.
What do you think the people of Myanmar need right now? Do they need food? Do they need medical supply?
I do not want to jump to the conclusion at the moment, of course, while the team still work to finalize it. But I'm sure, you know, when people are being basically moving around, I'm sure you already can more or less determine already. And I'm sure ranging from food to other necessary needs.
Dr. Kao, who will be the recipients of these humanitarian aid in Myanmar?
Basically, people who are in the villages, people are moving from one area to another who deserve the needs, meaning that there are people who, because of the violence on the ground, so they have to move. People who really are not able to get access to the things that they need to survive, basically. And I think those are people that we're going to focus on.
Right, Dr. Kao, in conducting these comprehensive needs assessment, is the AHA Center engaging with all parties in the country, the military as well as the opposition?
The AHA Center, yes, has been working with what I call the authorities, okay, meaning authorities under the current Myanmar. But also they have been in dialogue with the EAOs. Some EAOs, they have already the agreement with the authorities, some are not. So, but I think these are, we have to have the dialogue.
What are some of the challenges facing our center?
There are constraints. There are various constraints. Number one, of course, access. I think to conduct this joint need assessment has taken up so much time already. Second, of course, is identify those that we need to interview to make sure we have credible, reliable people that we need to meet. We certainly want to move as soon as possible, but of course there are constraints. And I think this is where we have to be very practical and flexible, meaning that we cannot force something that cannot be done. So I think the AHA Center, of course, the team will have to take into account of what can be done. And that's why we need the cooperation from the authorities concerned, but also from the people we work with.
Dr. Kao, in your capacity as the ASEAN Secretary General, will you also be making a visit to Myanmar?
I plan to visit Myanmar when the time is right. I have been invited to go to Myanmar, but only after the joint need assessment has been completed. That will give me the key information that I need. Then, of course, I will have to look at what more need to be added.
When you do make that visit to Myanmar, Dr. Kao, what do you hope to achieve?
My main goal, of course, again, is the needs and concerns of the people of Myanmar who have been affected by violence. That's the number one priority for me, and see what we can do is to support them. Also, we want to see is that reduce violence on the ground, and the people can return to their villages, and of course also to be able to deliver the needed assistance without any hindrance. We hope the NIPDR will allow the accessibility and will give the support, we extend the support, but also not only the areas that are under the control of the government, but hopefully also in that area as well.